Hello, and welcome to Four Little Bears. Today, let's put together one of the fun fold stash busters, card fold 1. I'm calling this the French door fold. So instead of going over each of these all together, I thought it might be a little easier because these are difficult folds to do them one at a time. So I'll be coming out with 10 different videos and doing them one at a time. I've already cut my little ephemera pieces to about 2 inches by 2 inches squared. Starting out with a 9.5 by 5.5 inch piece, we want to go ahead and score that at 1/2 inch. And we'll do that on both sides. So just score at 1/2, flip, and score at 1/2 again. Now I'll do my 2 5/8 inch score, which is just going to be a little bit more than 2 1/2. And then 6 7/8, which again is just a little bit under 7. Now I'm going to use the grid on my cutting tool, and I'm going to mark this at 1/2 inch and 2 1/2. And then from the other side, I'll mark 1/2 inch on that opposite side and 2 1/2 in again. I'll use the bottom side of my trimmer so it kind of gets cut off. Sorry about that. Hopefully you can't hear the kids in the background. They're loud upstairs. All right, then I'm just going to use those score lines that we made to cut away the excess, which is marked in gray, and I'll do that for both sides. Now I should have angled my tabs here, but I don't at this point. I'll do it later. And I'm just going to try to cut that score line away as best I can. Again, same thing on the other side, just cut away the score line to free those tabs up, or that tab. Then just fold and burnish all the score lines. Moving on to the left and right base pieces. They both start at 5.5 by 2 1/8. Then we just score them at 2 1/8 on one side, and then 1 1/4 on the flip side. And depending on how you flip those around, it'll be the left or the right. Fold and burnish all those again. And these we just want to fold both as mountain folds. Once those pieces are all folded, we'll just take our ingredients, which are a 3 3/4 by 5-inch piece. That would be for writing. Our pattern papers, we need one that is 4 by 5 1/4 and 4 that are 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. And we need to go ahead and lay those down now before we glue the other pieces on. Also, if you didn't want to use the first part of the cut guide, you could start with each page and do them individually using scrap pieces or any pieces you may have. This glitter is a little difficult to glue, but that's okay. I'll just add extra and then press it down really, really well. If you give it time, eventually it will stick. If you did not catch the first part of this series, which is the Fun Fold Stash Buster, the cut guide, go ahead and watch that first if you want to use the cut guide. Otherwise, you actually can use these all as individual tutorials because of the way they're made. I'll still link the full PDF in the description below, as well as any SVG files that are in here. But I've gone ahead and done these individual ones in the colors of the cut file so that you'll know which cardstocks go where in your final cards. Hopefully that helps you to decide which cardstocks to use, which colors to use where. I'll just go ahead and prepare my little 2x2 pieces of cut aparts and ephemera and stamped images. I've gone ahead and matted mine just because they weren't exactly 2x2, and I've done that with just a complimentary piece of paper. When you put these on to the base pieces, you're going to want to think about where they're going to lay, inside or outside the card. So take your time to figure out which pieces go where. I found that I typically like to have one image and one saying on the outside and one image and one saying on the inside, but do whatever you want, whatever looks good to you. Depending on which way that smaller tab, that 1¼ inch tab is facing, that's going to be your left or your right. So this one that I'm working with right now is the right. So that means I will have my Hello Sunshine will be on the inside and my rainbow will be on the outside bottom. With the tab facing to the right, the small tab to the right, it is the left piece, which means my little stamped piece here is going to be the outside, and my little gold ephemera sentiment will be in the inside. Starting with that left piece, again, the smaller section is on the right-hand side. We're going to glue that and fold that under, and then just try to align the edge of that folded over piece to the left score line and the tab that's on the left. And here's where I remember I should have angled those cut tabs. Not a big deal. This is just where they glue on, so they don't have to be exact. Then you'll just glue that left tab and lay your piece flat on top of it. And we'll do the same but opposite to the right-hand side. You'll go ahead and glue the right tab under, aligning it with that right score line and the tab. Then just put glue on your right tab and glue that flat. Give this a minute to dry. And then it just kind of pops closed. Mine's not quite dry, so I'm just going to make sure and push that down real good before I work it too much. But yeah, then it stands and it kind of, it really just pops closed. You just push your fingers and it pops closed. And that's card number 1. That's it. Again, I'm calling this the French door fold. I'm sure it's been out there somewhere. Again, everything is linked below for you. Check it out. Check out the rest of the playlist. I really hope you guys enjoy it, and I'd love to see what you guys do. Until then, stay safe, stay blessed, and have a wonderful week.